Mini burp. Uh, at the request of a family member, I'm gonna make another one of these videos or something. I'm just gonna be shooting from the hip at a topic. We'll just get out of the way right now. It's just racism, or the concept thereof of racism. Um, it's really hard to begin to talk about something that is so inherently stupid, but it's year what, 2017, and it's like a hot button for a lawsuit to get some money, and I don't know. It's fucking boring to talk about. But we're at okay. Let's like what 1875, something like that. American Civil War for um, the abolishment of slavery. The 13th Amendment in the United States was like this big thing for black people. Before then, like not even how many? It has not been 200 years then. Not like even 150 years. Really? I might be doing my math wrong. This seems like really haven't accomplished all that much because like afterwards we had like Jim Crow laws which lasted for fucking half a century, and then you had people looking for civil rights and all that other crap for the next 20 years, and then you had essentially two black political leaders shot and a president killed for reasons I that do involve race that I don't feel like going into. They are too fucking obnoxious. My point, and then the first interracial kiss is on Star Trek. Oh, I'm wearing my angst gloves right now. Isn't it like whatever? Not, I don't care. Um, yeah, like society's. What I'm saying is society's just getting over race. Like now, and I find it fascinating that there are people now who want to create like one world government and blah 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 blah, and people just getting over fucking race. They're just realizing that there are intelligent people who have like a darker skin tone or something like that. There are people just realizing this shit right now. You understand this? Like I mean, like they're realizing it just yesterday or 2 hours ago. Or some people on the opposite side of the spectrum were just realizing, oh, there are some intelligent white people or whatever the fuck it is. Like now, I've had kind of difficulty with this because I don't categorize white people as white people. I just kind of I categorize them by their subdivisions, like Italian, Greek, fucking I don't know, German, Irish. I individualize in that way. I don't generalize, and a lot of people do. Um, oh, there we go. Uh, yeah, like uh, I don't know how to approach this topic. It's just too stupid. Okay, how about a controversial movie that tackles the subject of race? Let's use it as kind of a springboard. Django Unchained. Whatchamacallit, Calvin Candy's fucking monologue or about black people being the most primitive species on Earth because of some dimple in the back of their skull that increases the likelihood of civility or something like that. Thereby essentially saying that if civility is your standard for advancement in civilization, then what he's saying, and quite hilariously, is that black people are the most advanced species on Earth, and which is why I find it really interesting that fucking everyone's calling Quentin Tarantino this racist and all this other shit. Like, and I get called like Uncle Ruckus and all this other crap by certain people because I actually understood what Calvin Candy was saying, probably more than the character did. Leonardo DiCaprio most likely got it, which is why he fucking agreed to the part. But whatever. Like, I guess I'm an asshole or I must be like Uncle Ruckus because I can fucking understand 5-syllable words or some crap like that. And even then, so it's like I got like racism from black people for knowing 5-syllable words because of racial expectations. Because for a while there in society, within like African American people, not within African people, like around here, you'd get basically treated like shit for being an educated black guy for a long period of time until like essentially, I guess Obama showed up, and then it was suddenly okay. Like now you can be a black guy and use 5-syllable words, even though Martin Luther King existed a long time ago. And I'm fucking peeking this mic. Yeah, even though like Malcolm X, God, I'm peeking it so much. Malcolm X existed and all this other crap. Like suddenly, I don't know. Like it's okay to be a black guy and use 5-syllable words. Interesting, but whatever. I don't know. You don't talk with a distinct dialect, or you don't talk like as a black guy. If you don't have like kind of a southern twang to the way you speak, then suddenly you must be talking like a white person, or you must he wants to be a white person. Blah 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 blah. And then like you go to like the far East Coast or on any military base, and black people have generic dialects and all that other crap, and it really doesn't matter. No one cares. In higher populated areas, people tend to not really give a fuck. So it really it baffles me. I'm making this for a family member. Like left to my own devices, I have no interest in talking about this crap. Um, but I don't know. I've never read Confucius, and I won't like pretend to have. I read Lao Tzu. But what I do know is that for that Confucius said, like, under heaven there is but one family. I mean, I'm not certain. Like, there are multiple meanings and like in potential dimensions to what he's actually saying there, and it could be saying that under the sky there is but one race. That's one way of looking at it. Another way to look at it is under the law of heaven there is but one race, and that goes a little bit deeper and goes into more like, I don't know. I have to read it within context based on what I know about the man, what little I've gleaned like intravenously about Confucius. I gained that could be the second definition, but I don't know. Uh, Basically, I mentioned like kind of an Asian person. Like I mentioned like racism towards Japanese people in the last kind of review thing, and it irks me. I don't understand it. Like over the geographical area of the world, people just essentially developed slightly different adaptations for whatever you'd like to call it, their geographical area. If you want to use the word evolution for your own political agendas, go right the fuck ahead. I'm a Catholic or something, but the concept of geographical adaptation based on race or whatever you'd like to call it over time, if you want to call it evolution, by all means, I don't care. That's not what this is about. But the fact is, everyone is essentially the same species. If an African American person mates with like a German chick or something, like they will give offspring. They're the same fucking species. With respect to the Italians, they're genus is essentially that of the Moor, like the Moors and the Sicilians. Um, I don't know. I can't. There's no. It's not understandable or justifiable to me, if that makes any sense. But it's like I don't get it. See, me as a person, I understand that I have, well, a lot of anger. I'm a fairly angry person, and I had to venture outside of my culture to look to people to help me control my anger, because my anger or its motives are understandable and justifiable. So, in a society that essentially punishes, violent martial action, I need I need to look outward towards people like living or otherwise who could help me contain that. And I found a lot of that and a lot of certain disciplines within like the Japanese side of things. Like, I mean, how arrogant would it have been for me as a guy who's African American or black, however you want to look at it, to be like, there's no way anybody else on earth has never been pissed before. Like, uh, if you need help in the world, it is possible that somebody, living or dead, has experienced something like what you're experiencing, and might have some advice. And if it comes from the mouth of a Japanese man, if it comes from the hand of a Japanese man, a Chinese person, a Sicilian, a German, or I don't know, I don't care, a fucking Roman, like a Swedish person, an African, like, fucking take it. Just like, if it's offered, if the hand is open and you can take this knowledge wherever it comes from, why are you gonna fucking? Am I gonna like to push this knowledge away because it comes from Japan or China or whatever? If I need to control my fucking rage or anger, no, I'll fucking listen. I don't understand. This topic has always been beyond me. It's really hard for me to take the conversation seriously. I know that some people also like to hide behind the guise of being racist to like hide other political how shall we say either, well, influences, that's one, or motivations. They're like, it's like saying, "Oh, I'm just stupid. I'm a racist. Oh, look at me." Some people will do that, like to hide other like political motivations and other crap like that. Like, nah, it's fucking disgusting. But beyond that, I, I can't justify it. I don't know. There's gonna be some guy out there who, for the sake of belonging to a group or people or something like that, he will basically say, or she will be like, "Oh, I hate this race or this person or blah 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 blah." And not to mention, there are some cultures and whatnot that have like racial discrimination or something like that as part of the culture. I don't really know how to approach that. That's just like, when I say racial discrimination, it's not relative to these cultures. It's not, in some cases, not like I'm not irritated by it. You know what I mean? It's just part of the culture. Like, for instance, like traditional Jews don't they don't date outside of their race. Fine, that's not, that's part of their religion, whatever. Like I don't. It's just tradition if they're following tradition. You know what I mean? Again, Indian is kind of the same thing. Kind of the same story. Uh, but I don't know, you know, preservation of bloodline or something like that. I really have no say or like. But outside of these things, like, because these people are generally very conscientious about the fact they just want to preserve their own bloodline or something like that. Um, Other people, it's just either an incredible amount of ignorance or just an astounding amount of stupidity or just incredible conniving and just pretending to be racist to hide some other, well, just conniving behavior. And I don't know. Like, lots of disciplines in containing or like the multiple levels of anger that I've experienced, come from martial arts and things of that nature, and that they help me. And the many people who studied martial arts traditionally, they're Asian, as it turns out. So, I don't know. I need to turn to some place for uh, a form of discipline to rein it in, and that's how it turned out. And that's just where and how that came out. It's how that came about. And so the idea that like somebody could, uh, what's the word? I guess put down another person based on some sort of nationality or something like that is very weird to me. I don't or ethnicity rather. I don't. I just it's strange to me. It really is. I I can judge people in a very I can be very like black and white judgmental, but on a very individual level, I can be very kind of like what some people would perceive as really mean spirited towards certain people on an individual level, but not like on an ethnic general level. Like I can't be oh I can't like I can't have an understandable and justifiable motivation to like hate this guy because he's Albanian. I just like I can't do it. There's not like a there would have to be something else. There would have to be some sort of individual level. I mean, I don't have time to like hate that many people. You know what I mean? I just don't. Um, and to generalize that kind of hate is a lot of work. Hatred is a commitment that I'm not like willing to commit to just anybody based on something as meaningless as race. I mean, well, cultures are interesting and to be respected, and that's all good and well. But like those negative differentiations when it comes to ethnicity are completely fucking unnecessary. If they speak another language, just fucking be tolerant. Like if you learn it and you can learn it, whatever. Like you learn fucking English as a child, you learn Spanish as a child. Like if you want to, you can fucking learn it. It'll be difficult, but you can do it. Kids learn the syntax just like you did, and they'll fucking figure it out. It's just respect somebody else's language or somebody else's culture, and just be fucking cool for fuck's sake. I don't know. God damn. Like, I know I'm fucking like just this is verbal diarrhea about this fucking old ass stupid subject, and it is a stupid subject. But somebody requested I make it, so fuck it. I don't know. I've been spewing this crap for about 20 minutes now. God damn, yeah. I think that's pretty much it. There's not really much else to say about it. So movie summed up in just about 20 minutes. Like, whatever. Uh, Ethnic geographical adaptations, considering the functionality of human biology, is highly suggested that we are the same species. So if some white guy can be an astrophysicist and so can a black guy, and if a black guy can be a fucking champion fucking Olympian runner, then so can a white guy. Might take I mean, just saying, like, just for the adaptations, like, to adjust, maybe, who knows, maybe it'll take time, probably, I don't know. Or effort, there you go, individual effort, which is completely variable. Same fucking species, same fucking bullshit. Anyways, um, yeah, guy, relative to martial arts, thought I'd put this little this little video in here, which probably means, I mean, you figured out what happened. It's pretty funny. It's kind of, I guess it'll be kind of a documentary, my quote unquote lighting kit. Um, but yeah, I'll include that in the end of this video so you can see that. And I think that's it. BP out, or whatever the fuck you want to call me. I don't care. Like, I barely tapped it. Like, yeah, it's not, no, it's whatever. Of course, some of the energy kind of traveled through the moving door, because, you know, it's one of those moving ones, right? And it went into this, knocked it over. The sound you heard. Probably can't see that too good, but there's a crack going down the middle of it. It's not that big of a deal. I don't know. It's really not that important. Well, yeah. This is lightly tapped it. Didn't use anywhere near, uh, nowhere near full force or anything. Like, nowhere near full force. Anyways. Yeah, whatever.